Appreciated you telling us about your dad, who you described as a member of the greatest generation. What was his greatest gift to you?
Well, I think his compassion for other people and his willingness never to quit. He taught me that. He also taught me to stand up for what's right. And he was a big proponent of that.
It's interesting that you said, despite the experiences he had that you described to us, that he, like many guys of that generation and a lot of modern veterans as well, refused to call himself a hero. Talk about that just a little bit more while I'm recording this.
He was probably the most humble guy when it came to that. If we tried to center in on that, the fact that he was hero, he would tell a funny story or divert the conversation elsewhere. He just never considered it to be something that was extraordinary. He just figured it was something that needed to be done by the people of his generation.
I found interesting your story that after the remarkable and often terrible experiences he had had, his description of those last few weeks in the military that led up to him getting home. Go through that sequence, including talking about the day that he got home.
Well, he left. He left on December 6th. He left Europe and sailed across the Atlantic, of course, and landed in New York Harbor on the 15th. And I think he was quoted as saying, "Lady Liberty never looked as good, so good." He then finally was able to get a train back home to upstate New York on the 23rd and came home for Christmas. And he said that was the most important thing, was to make sure he got home for Christmas. That was the Army's Christmas present to him, he said.
I'm going to pan down and look at this picture of your dad. Tell me his name and the years that he lived and the era that he served in the Army. Just give the years and everything.
Sure. Edward J. Powers. He was a technical sergeant, a five-striper. He served in the military from September of 1942 to December of 1945 in the Army in the 99th Infantry, Company L, 394th Infantry Division.
And one last time, your name.
My name's Dan Powers.